Hey everybody, Andrew here from Pacific Coast Auto, taking a look at the results of last week's auction picks. Up first, the RX-7 Type R. This one went for a little under Derek's guess. Not sure if it's a bargain or if there was just some mistake that was overlooked in the auction, but somebody picked this one up for $5,650. Not bad. The Nissan Stagea 25T RS did go for more than Derek's bid, but I'd say it was still a bargain at $630. The Civic Type R also went for quite a bit over Derek's guess. That one sold for $5,470. Unlike Derek, there's somebody out there who really appreciates a good Hatsune Miku Itachi car. This one went for almost double his guess, selling for $780. The Suzuki Alto Hustle did not sell. I don't know if this is a case of Derek underestimating its value or the seller overestimating its value, but even at $810, the seller didn't let that one go. The Silvia S15 went for a bit under Derek's guess. That one got picked up for $39.60. The Integra Type R also went for well under Derek's guess. Seems to be a pattern this week. That one went for $4,100. The Lancer Evo Wagon, you guessed it, went for well under Derek's guess. That one sold for $7,000 even. The Nissan Laurel 25 Club S maybe didn't get the attention it should have. That one was unsold for $1,450. That's going to do it for last week's picks. Now here's Derek with this week's.
Alright guys, it's Derek here, and we're going to run you through your guys' picks from the auction this week. Cars from today or tomorrow or the next day. We got 10 picks sent in by you guys on our Facebook, www.facebook.com/Pacific Coast Auto. And let's just jump into it. First one here, Elijah McDonald. And we are this week going to try to get all the prices in there. Last week I missed 2 of them. My apologies. Okay, so Elijah, you win the prize of really nothing, but you get the thumbnail there for picking this lovely pink and black car. Looks like it's in perfect condition for a drift missile. Look at this. No carpet in the rear strut brace, pink paint, black hood. Looks like it's in pretty rough condition. Now the problem with getting a rough condition 180, because we do get this question a lot, what's the cheapest I can get a 180 because I want to make it into a drift car? And the problem is because these cars are used so much for drifting, and because there's so much demand for a practice drift car, or a missile as some people call them, the price for the very bottom is actually pretty high. And so it turns out to be a car that, you know, is not a particularly good one. Drifting is kind of ruining the prices of all of the good rear-wheel drive sports cars of the 90s. And give it another 5 or 10 years, and these cars are going to become classics. Nobody's going to use them for drifting anymore because they're going to be too expensive for that. Kind of what we're seeing with the 8.6 right now. And so we got a lot of marks on here. I'm not going to go through them all because it's basically this car is poop, this car is poop, this car is poop all over again through all the comments. I'll point out some of the big ones if I can notice anything that stands out. But 1993 Nissan 180SX, it's an SR20 DET turbo engine, 5-speed manual transmission. Funny thing on this, 66,298 kilometers is really low for a car that is this rough, which is really a shame. It is authentic mileage on this one too. Color change to pink. Obviously, Nissan didn't make pink 180SXs. Adjustable suspension, LSD, intercooler, various other aftermarket parts. So see yourself in detail. 6-point roll cage. And usually this section here is written by the seller about notes on the car. But because the car is so bad, the auction inspector had to use this for issues to write them all down. Looking it over here, dashboard is cracked large, rear seat has been removed, not knowing if that's on the registration or not. Lots of accident damage, core support, and left and right front inner panels. Front liners have been removed. Right front side member is dented. I'm just kind of skipping all over the place here. Aftermarket driver's seat, exhaust. And then looking at the body here, lots of marks. A4, paint peeling, paint cracks. A4, taillights need to be replaced. A4 over here, cracked part, a missing part in the back, and a crack on the front. You can see in the picture, a missing part here. And yeah, it kind of looks like a really rough car, but and look at that dashboard. Nope. Nope. Not very smart on Nissan's part to have that dashboard like that. They had to have known that that's going to happen after 10 or 15 years. So hard to find one of these dashboards in complete good condition. Okay, so Pardon me, you're going to be hearing me cough a little bit in this video. Price on this one, I'm going to guess that we'll see this one go for about 420,000 yen, which to me sounds way too expensive for it, but that's how much it's probably going to sell for. Okay, next one, Redneck Hunter sent in this one, and this one, if it weren't for the fact that this one has kind of mundane colors, I would like this one to be the thumbnail because it's my favorite pick out of all of the ones this week. And I love my old cars, and I love quirky things. This is a Honda Stepwagon K van, 360cc engine. Sort of 360, I'll get to that in a second. But this is Honda's utility K van. They continued on with this name even to this day. It's a mid-size minivan now, but it was a mini van back then. And this car is going to look really weird. Tiny little 10-inch wheels, very tall compared to how wide and how long it is. And so if you're thinking about toaster van, this is the most toastery of all of the vans. It says Honda across the eyebrow here. Seems to be in pretty good condition, I guess. I haven't looked at the sheet yet, but just looking at the pictures, these are super old. And so super old cars just don't last forever. We got 1973. Oh, you know what? This is 1 year newer than the Scooby-Doo van that we have in the lot, by the way, which is no longer on sale. We have a use for it now, and I may be making a video about that pretty soon. So 1972 Honda, oh, step van, it's not a step wagon. Pardon me, I got that name wrong. Okay, Honda step van. And the seller says this is a 360cc, but look at this, and this makes me so happy. Bore up to 440cc. I love when a bore up on an engine only gives you, like, how much is that? 80 extra cc. It's not even a tenth of a liter larger in bore up. I wonder how much extra power you get, like 4 extra horsepower from that. Maybe it was done because the cylinder liners needed to be largened, made bigger. And I do wonder where you get pistons that are going to fit that. Bore up pistons for this car. Probably not easy to grab. Probably they've been converted from another car to work in this one. CR twin carb. That's cool. 5-speed manual transmission. This car keeps getting better and better. It doesn't say where the manual shifter is. Oh, it's on the floor. Man, this is a cool car. Very, very cool if you put a modern K-car engine in this, because this can't be more than about 500 kilograms, I'm guessing. Because old cars just weren't as heavy as they are these days due to like crash safety and whatnot. Don't get in an accident in this. You're going to die if you do, and it's going to be painful probably. Yeah, look at the correct amount of pedals, and look at this floor mat. Awesome. And the gauges, oh, I just love this. And how this is kind of like a counter, and that looks like it flips open to be a little dashboard, or a little box in the dashboard there with the metal. Yes, metal dashboards. That's another thing that we don't see anymore, because you don't want to hit your head on a metal dashboard. Okay, so let's see. Condition, interior and exterior have been redone. Has some uneven paint because of it. Various modifications, and some parts are missing on the car, so please see for yourself. Underside has some surface rust, some repairs, rust and corrosion, and painted. Let's see, accident damage it looks like. Right center pillar. I'm sorry, I was thinking about something. Right center pillar has some accident damage that has been repaired. Rear floor end panel has been repaired from accident. The seat is ripped large. Let's see if we can see that in the picture. You can see a little bit right here. That's about it, though. Look at the CD player has been added in. And is that a tachometer? Oh, that would be pretty cool. Not bad for the age. 1972 is really, really old. C2 here, C1 here, S2 here. It needs a little bit of work, but it's still not too far gone. And I think that this is a really cool van, especially with the 5-speed in there and the bore up. Very cool. Starting price is 50,000 yen, and my guess on this one is going to be 500,000 yen, just because it's so old and so rare. Okay, on to the next one. Also Redneck Hunter. This is your second one that you sent in. Redneck Hunter made a post on Facebook with this one, and he says this is an inline 5-cylinder Honda, which by itself is really weird, but if I'm remembering correctly, this engine is also mounted this way, like a rear-wheel drive car is, counter to almost every Honda I've ever seen, maybe even every Honda, where it's a sideways engine front-wheel drive. It's longitudinal, but still front-wheel drive, using a half shaft up here to run your front wheels, because the engine actually sits backwards. It's really, really weird to see it. Engine size, I think it's 2.5, is it? Let's just check. Yeah, 2.5 liter, inline 5-cylinder. It's an engine configuration that's rare by any manufacturer, but considering it's Honda and it's mounted the wrong way for Hondas, very weird. This is a Honda Vigor, or Vigor. How do you pronounce that in Japanese? Let's see. Bigger. Bigger. My car is bigger than yours. Yeah, bad wheels on it, but a cool car. We've bought one. It was a while ago, not too long ago, but it was a while ago. I can't remember everything about it, but the paint on this one looks to be pretty cool, like a metallic orange color, and good cars. Very, very good cars. Close-up of the wheel, so you can see the badness. Oh, and the wood inside the Acura Vigor, here's something interesting. It was made by a furniture company in Japan as kind of like a partnership. And so I think you get a wooden steering wheel too underneath this cover, but I'm not sure. But the furniture manufacturer, their logo was on the press material for this, because it's, you know, high quality Japanese furniture material. Cool. Simple interior, simple exterior, good condition, probably going to last you forever and ever. And prices, I think, are pretty cheap for these. So this one's a 93, not quite U.S. legal, but the last one that we sold was for the U.S., so you can ship them there if you get one that's the appropriate age. This one's a 93 March. 120,000 kilometers. RA means a small accident. Looks like the condition, dashboard's cracked. That sucks. Probably the wood panels that's cracked too. Can't see that in the picture though. Headliner is dirty, oil leak, probably a minor one. Core support is dented, front cross member dented. Speedometer doesn't work, but that has been crossed out. Maybe it does work, but it's been crossed out by the seller. That's weird. Okay, aftermarket wheels that suck. Oh, it's color changed. Okay. It's been changed to an orange color that's used by Mazda, it says. So, that's cool. It's going to look really cool. It is a shame it's not the original paint, but the car's not really valuable enough that having the original paint adds that much value to it. Big dent on the hood, but the rest of the body's fine. So I guess somebody was walking by the car and fell asleep, or drunkenly stumbled onto it and hit their head on the hood, maybe. Price. 100,000 yen will be my guess on the price of this one. And it seems to be in pretty good condition, so I think that's a good car if you plan on keeping it for a long time. Next one here. It is a Celica. Celica GT4. Some sort of a mistake here with the auction system. It says Corona GT4, but it's obviously not. This one's sent in by Ioanni Esparza. I think I got that right. From the KMAA auction, which is a new auction. Surprise! Okay, so it looks pretty cool. Love the Oz wheels on it. Love the white on the white. And the GT4 is just a good-looking car. Mud flaps, yes. Red mud flaps that even stick out. Look at that. I love it. I love it. 120, 800 kilometers, 5-speed, octave-grade RA. A lot of the older sports cars tend to be RA because, one, you can drive them faster, and humans are the inevitable part that's going to fail in the chain of what's going to happen in an accident. And so, also, sports cars tend to be worth more, even in a repaired form, than a sedan version. And so, when the cars get older, more accident-grade cars. That's not a write-off, though. It can be a very small accident. In this case, what it is it's a hood, left and right front fenders. Front inner panel has some accident damage that has been repaired, and core support has been replaced. I would call that a 4 out of 10 accident. So not super small, a little bit less than medium, though. Oh, weird. Color changed to white. Oh, not on a Celica. Don't do that. Don't do it. Okay, Blitz exhaust, Oz wheels, rear spoiler, extra gauges, dual airbag, ABS lamp is on, 5-speed manual, lock nut, and I don't know. It says something about the oil sent later. I don't know what a lokagi is. That's apparently an English word, lokagi. Kagi means key, but I don't think that's what they're talking about. Don't know. Would need now go to translate that one for me. I am not smart enough. Okay, steering wheel wear, seat wear, wheels scratch, door mirror scratch, interior is dirty, inner panel dented, core support replaced. Interior one part mekude. I know what that means, but it's slipping my mind. Mekude is like discolored, maybe? I don't know. Naoka, what does mekude mean? Peeling. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, the body looks okay. Not any large damage anywhere. The car just looks awesome. Very nice. And I love how they take the original rear spoiler and just add these little blocks on it to raise the spoiler up and to heighten the attack angle. Because that's what you want to call it. The spoiler attack angle. Cool. Prices are up on these recently. They're going up and up and up. You used to be able to get something in this condition for 200,000 yen, and I know that's going to make people cry, but nowadays, this condition, you're looking at about 700. So that's going to be my guess. 750. That's it. 750 on this one. On to the next one. Also by the same person, Ioanni Esparza. I was able to say the name faster that time, so I'm getting better. Yes. Here's a good one. We get people asking us about these pretty often, or maybe just asking me. I don't know. I don't watch the email inquiry box as much as I used to, but people are always asking me about the Mitsubishi FTO. And this was my favorite front-wheel drive car for Gran Turismo 2 and the front-wheel drive challenge, because it's not easy to find a good front-wheel drive car that's not a DC2. And this has a 2000cc engine, but I think it's a V6 in this, not a 4-cylinder, which is really weird because Mitsubishi has an awesome 4-cylinder engine that's 2000cc, so why the 6-cylinder? I don't know. Front-wheel drive, really sporty looking, 2-door coupe, one of the worst spoiler designs ever, especially if you look at it from the rear. And I think kind of the rear is a little bit goofy looking, but I like how the front looks with the bulges where the wheels are here. Mileage on this one is pretty high. We're at 214,833 kilometers. It's an automatic transmission, so that's kind of a deal breaker for this car. For a lot of people, for me it would be. Like, I don't mind automatic transmission on some cars, but when it's a high revving, and I think that you can rev up to like 8,000 RPM with this engine, I think it puts out like 180 horsepower or something. That kind of car doesn't suit an automatic transmission that well. If it's a small sports car, you want a manual on it. If it's a bigger sports car, Grand Tour, automatic, I can deal with there. Okay, auction grade 3, interior D, dashboard has holes in it, aftermarket exhaust, radiator, hose is missing. Okay, interior liner parts, some of them are missing. The car has been lowered. Engine room has a belt missing on it. And the car doesn't run. Huh. Okay, well that's going to lower the price. Front inner panel has some corrosion on it. Engine oil leak. Yeah, so this AC doesn't work. How do they know the AC? Oh, AC doesn't work. Some parts are missing. I was thinking, why would they know the AC doesn't work if the engine doesn't run? Maybe the engine does run, but it just doesn't run properly. Like, you can't drive for the car, really. With the radiator hose, obviously, you don't want to if it's missing. That's going to be a pretty fast overheat. So this really isn't worth anything. High mileage, automatic, and lots of question marks. If you were to see this one in person, you could judge the value based on the parts. But these wheels might be the most expensive part. The wheels and the body panels and the glass, maybe. Nothing else is really worth anything on this car. And so for that, price is going to be low. Starting price 33,000 yen. I'll guess 40,000 yen just to throw a price out there, but I think there's a high chance it's just not going to sell if there is a reserve price, and I don't think anyone's going to bid that much over 33. Okay, on to the next one from Jose Oval, sending in yet another one. Picked this one because, actually Andrew picked it, and then I gave him my blessing because it's a cool car. So this is a K car with a supercharger. Not a lot of supercharged K cars. Most of the ones with forced induction are turbos. And cool hood scoop. It kind of looks like a mini Impreza hatchback version. kind of before, and the Imprezas were hatchbacks. I know there's the wagon version, but you know what I mean. And so you can get them front-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. This one here I think is the four-wheel drive, RXR. Let's have a quick look here. Where does it say that on this sheet? So used to seeing the USS sheets, and I know where everything is on those ones, so these smaller auctions are always in a different format. It doesn't say. I think this one's a four-wheel drive, but I don't know for certain. If you do want to know, put the chassis number in here. And then the chassis number is KK3 016356. Still has plates on it. And look at this. It's kind of like an old style plate. That's neat. That means it's been registered for a good long time under the same name. Okay, I think the interior is pretty cool looking. Love sporty K cars. I think they're so much fun to drive, especially in Japan where the roads are really tight and fuel tends to be a bit expensive here too. Supercharger, yes. Okay, auction grade R, interior D, exterior C. And what do we have here? Grill is peeling paint, oil leak, light, back. I can't read what that says. Something that I cannot read, and I should be able to because it's all katakana. It's all the same alphabet that's really easy to read, not the super difficult kanji. Front inner panel has deformation in it. Front crossmember deformation. It's a 5-digit odometer, so it may be 150,000, maybe 250,000. But a K car is rarely ever rolled over more than once before the car is ready for the car heaven. And so I would say most likely this one is 150,000 would be my guess. 5-speed manual with the supercharged 660cc engine. Puts out 64 horsepower. Body looks remarkably clean. Just some sort of damage here and a replaced fender. Not bad for an R-grade car. So this could be a cool little car. Put on some nice wheels on it. In fact, we should buy this for the company. That would be fun. Is it coming up tomorrow? 24th. Today's the 22nd? 22nd today?
Yes.
Yeah, coming up in 2 days. Cool car. I'm going to put a star next to that. Okay, the next one. This one was sent in by Raymond Lang, or maybe saying that wrong, Liang. And it's a mini Lancer Evolution, sort of. And so this is a Mitsubishi Colt. This one here is the Ralliart version R. And so it's a turbocharged 1500cc front-wheel drive, kind of like a Mitsubishi Lancer. I think it's really cool. It's like somebody took the car and put a giant hand on either side of a Lancer, just kind of squished it together. They look neat in real life. They actually are longer than these pictures would let you think that they are. But small car with turbocharged engine is lots of fun. Never driven one, never exported one, sadly. Auction grade R, interior B, exterior B. Super low mileage, 23,408. Subaru Vivio. Price. Sorry, Andrew. I'm doing ADD things. Price on this one, I'm going to guess 137,000 yen. Okay. Back to the Colt. Excuse me. That was not a cool sounding cough. Need to work on my cool coughing. Yes. What do we got here? Front side member Magari pushed in. Front cross member replaced. Body looks to be pretty good. But that's going to have some alignment problems with something in the front if it's pushed in instead of deformed. Still has plates on it. Looks like original wheels. Super low mileage is going to keep that price down. But I don't know how much these sell for. I'll throw something out there and I'll say 380,000 yen. But I could be way off on that one. I don't know prices of them very well. Okay, on to the next one here. We got Jared Glentz sending in this one. This one is a Suzuki Cervo. This is a car I don't know very much on, so I can't say much about it. I was going to scrap this one out of the short list. Like we had picked like 14 or so cars and then just pick the ones that are not quite good enough. But I wanted to pick this one just for one point made by Andrew. The roof here, it's not easy to see, but it's either C5 or A5. And either way, that's a lot of damage. 5 is a very high number. when 3 for most auctions is the max. And so it looks like the body has tons and tons and tons of damage all the way around. 49,186 kilometers. Once again, this is a 5-digit odometer car, marked right there. 5-speed manual, auction grade 3. Kind of a cool looking car. It's like a, I guess, kind of similar, like it's smaller than a Volkswagen Rabbit, right? And then it's kind of Volkswagen Rabbit or Volkswagen Mark 1 Golf looks to it. Front wheel drive. Look at this, aftermarket wheels on the front and originals on the, or I got that backwards. Aftermarket's on the rear, originals on the front. Yeah, it's not going to sell for a lot. These are fairly common cars here in Japan, though, considering the age of them. K cars from 1984 are pretty rare in Japan. This one seems to be one of the more popular ones that's available, but certainly an 83 is going to have rust issues. Cars start to rust at around 10 to 20 years, depending on how well somebody keeps it. And so a car that's already past 30 years, yeah, that was past 30 years, is going to be pretty rough. Okay, Cervo, yeah, price 120,000. No, that seems high. 100,000. Ah, so difficult, so difficult. Okay, next one. Here's one for all you guys looking for the S15s. We get these sent in so many times each time. And what's special about this is it's all stock, right down to oh no, bad Derek. Wheels are stock. Suspension looks a little bit lowered. Exhaust on there. People tend to like the triangular brake light in here. I don't like this spoiler very much, I have to say. It is a style kind of similar to the R32 GTR, but not really. I don't think it suits the car very well, to be honest. I don't think that it suits the lines in the back here. Okay, so it's a year 2000 Silvia Spec R. The Spec R comes with a 6-speed manual and the turbo. The Spec S comes with a 5-speed and the not turbo. Auction grade 4, interior B, exterior B. 680 kilometers is relatively low. Nismo exhaust, rear spoiler, turbo timer. I don't know why Japanese people love their turbo timers so much. I know the supposed use of them, but I don't think that most people who have turbo timers run their turbos that hot and then turn them off right away. So, for those who don't know, the turbo timer, basically what it does is it allows your car to run for a set amount of time after you've turned the key off. And it'll count down until that time, and then it will shut the car off. And the idea behind that is that if the turbo is really hot, it needs to cool down gradually, not quickly, in order to preserve the life of your turbo. But I just think that it's mostly like a marketing thing. Japanese people like to have them on their cars so that, because they kind of feel like they want to spend money on a car and it's a cheap thing. I think that that's a big part of it. And I think that, you know, it's the type of thing that's advertised in a lot of magazines here, that sort of thing. Anyway, condition looks not bad. Under the bumper is scratched. Tail is has some deformations. Probably it has been rear-ended at one point. Not enough to call this an accident damaged car. So if you were to consider buying this, consider that the rear end might have some alignment problems around the tail lights, around this edge here, or where it connects here. Steering wheel wear, underside surface rust. Doesn't look that bad. We got a little bit of uneven paint up here. And I think this is a U3. That's kind of nasty. Huh. Can't see it in the picture though, can you? Price for this? I'm going to say $1,000,000 yen. It's not that flashy, but some people will like the fact that it's close to stock with the wheels and the low mileage. It's a color that's not very expensive, but I'll go $1,000,000 and I'll kind of assume that that's a little bit high. And we have one last one. Oh, Ioanni sent in 3 for this week. Congratulations. You got all 3. That's like a hat trick. A Pacific Coast Auto hat trick. It's a Honda Today. And the Honda Today, I need to clear something up because this is, a lot of people seem to be mistaken. So we bought a Honda City Turbo 2. Right? It's a little hatchback. You can go see the video. A lot of people are excited about it. And many people in the comments were like, wow, that's the car from the anime, You're Under Arrest. But it's not. The You're Under Arrest car is a Honda Today. It's a K car. And it's the generation that comes before this one. So it has the round headlights on the front. But otherwise looks exactly like this. Oh, almost to the letter. And it is a similar car. What I think confuses people is it's a small hatchback from Honda from the same generation, has kind of similar looks, and both of them had the Moto Compo for the back. This one too. So the Honda today here, you could, as I just dropped something from Andrew's desk. He's not looking. Oh, he is. It's your. Can I say what that is?
Sure. What is it?
It's your Mega Man.
Oh yeah, it's Mega Man Iru.
He has Mega Man Iru. I don't know what that means. I know Mega Man though.
From Monster Hunter.
From Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I get in this habit of shaking the desk when I get excited when I see Honda today's. And so this one I was like, shaking the desk like crazy. What was I saying? Yeah, so the Moto Compo, there was just an article on Jalopnik about a Moto Compo and a Honda City, and in that they said that the Moto Compo was $360, but they got it wrong. It was actually 80,000 yen, which at today's exchange rate would be about around $720 US dollars for the little miniature motorbike that goes into the trunk of these. And yeah, can't wait to get one of those. Love them very much. Automatic transmission kind of looks like a not automatic transmission exterior with the black hood and the aftermarket wheels, but with the automatic transmission. This is it's a car nobody really wants these days. They do make a hot version of the today with a 1.1 liter engine in it, which is kind of cool. I think it's called the IS something. Don't know. Have to Google it. 105,624 kilometers. Auction grade 3.5 interior C. We have different color paint on the on here and here, hood and the roof. A3 scratches, paint peeling on the roof. A3 over here, U4. So the body's not very good. Rear bumper is misaligned, and it's been lowered. Not really anything severe here. A little bit of rust around the battery. It's going to be cheap though. It's basically a commuter car for the ultra cheap because the K cars are really cheap. This one is a personal car because it doesn't have 4 doors. Most K cars these days have 4 doors. This one has just the 2, so that's going to turn off a lot of modern buyers. I guess it could be used as a cool race car, but you're going to have to put a faster engine in that. I'm thinking it's about 570 kilograms for it because these are really small. They're even small by K standards because there's just not much to it. I think K cars are allowed to be wider and longer than this by quite a bit. Okay, so that is the last one, and that's going to be it. Oh, price on this one? It starts at $80. I think it'll sell for $100. $100, which would be like 10,800 yen. I don't know. We'll just say that this one is $100, and $100 US dollars, by the way. That will be it. So I'm going to see you guys again next week. I'm going to try very hard to get an update on the Honda City Turbo, but we've had a lot of things that have been taking my attention away from that car. I literally haven't looked at it since I shot that video last week. It's just been sitting there looking at me. I parked it backwards in the lot, and it's just looking at me saying, Derek, come take a look at me. Pay some attention to me. It's kind of like having a second wife, I guess. Yeah, I'll just stop there. But see you guys again next week, and hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks a lot, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.